Welcome back to another episode of Medicare 360 Radio. I'm your host, Jennifer Alfonso Lee, certified long term care specialist, investment advisor representative, and owner of Premier 360 Insurance and Financial Solutions. Today's show is packed with some of the biggest Medicare issues impacting seniors right now. Things affecting your doctors, your prescriptions, your rights, and your wallet. We're going to talk about what's happening behind the scenes with Medicare Advantage and Medigap shifts, doctor and group medical terminations, prior authorization denials, drug affordability, and the new 2100 cap. Medicare's 2026 changes, risk adjustment audits, real life case studies, and how drug manufacturers are reacting to price negotiations. This is one of the most important shows I'll do all year, so let's get started. So, part one, Medicare Advantage versus Medigap. What's really changing? Let's start with something most seniors are feeling, the growing gap between Medicare Advantage and Medigap. The debate isn't new, but in the past 2 years, differences have sharpened. Medicare Advantage has lower cost, higher control. Advantage plans offer low to $0 premiums, even money back sometimes, extra benefits, integrated drug costs, maximum out of pockets. But in exchange, networks are tightening, authorizations are increasing, doctor contracts are getting unstable, and denials are rising. So Medigap is higher cost and lower control. So Medigap offers nationwide provider freedom, no referrals, predictable bill-free coverage, free administrative barriers. But premiums continue to rise due to age, inflation, and cost of healthcare. Why this matters now, what's happening behind the scenes, especially in 2025 and going into 2026, is pushing more seniors to reconsider which direction is right to them. It's not about good or bad, it's about fit and risk tolerance. So this is also going to depend depending on where you live, what part of the country you're from, what county are you in. Some metropolitan areas do have large medical groups with many specialists and primary doctors to choose from, while other parts of the country really have not that many medical groups, doctors, or specialists. So it's very hard to say, per se, go into a Medicare Advantage plan. And with that, there's so many PPOs terminating. So just it really does depend on fit and risk tolerance. So part two, how doctor and medical group terminations disrupt senior care. One of the biggest stories affecting seniors right now is a rise in doctor and group terminations. Every January 1st, seniors wake up to surprise letters. Your doctor will no longer be in network. Your medical group will no longer contract with your plan. And this is happening more often, not less. And so, why this matters? If you stay on that current health insurance plan, and I've seen people with 20, 30 years on these plans, if you want to stay on that particular plan, you lose your PCP, your primary care physician, your referrals will no longer work, your specialists may drop off, your chronic care treatment plans may get interrupted, you may need new prior authorizations to restart services, you may lose access to your preferred hospital. Seniors then scramble to find a new doctor, move to a different medical group, switch plans, or switch to a Medigap. So why this is happening? Because carriers and medical groups are locked into tougher reimbursement negotiations. If they can't agree, the contract ends and the seniors pay the price. And that is definitely correct. This has been going on throughout the whole country. And if you're a senior that is not reading their mail, answering their phone calls, you may be quite surprised if you go to the doctor or they no longer accept that plan. So, the beauty of it is there are plans out there that may take your doctor. So it's just as an easy switch to a different plan. Of course, sometimes seniors are very used to the plan they're on, so it just is harder to make that change. But here at Premier 360, we make it easy, convenient, and help you transition through that process. So, part three, the increasing trend of prior authorizations and denials. So, prior authorizations have become the number one frustration inside Medicare Advantage. Here's what's rising: MRI and CAT scan denials, inpatient to outpatient reclassification, delayed cancer treatment approvals, therapy session limits, home health approvals, and skilled nursing days being cut short. Why are denials increasing? Because plans are under pressure to reduce costs, meet CMS audit requirements, improve star rating utilization metrics, control inappropriate care. But the consequence is seniors often wait 5 days, 10 days, sometimes 30 days for tests or treatments that doctor already recommended. This is why knowing how to appeal and whether your plan has high denial rates matter. And that's going to look at your star rating. And sometimes I also see that the insurance company didn't even get the request, right? Like, and it's denied. Well, it's not really denied if it was never sent through or just fallen through the cracks. So definitely keep that in mind as well. Okay, so where are we at? Okay. So part four, Part D drug affordability, the big changes coming. Let's talk about the prescription drugs. 2,100 out-of-pocket costs in 2026. Every Medicare beneficiary will have a hard cap of 2,100 per year on prescription drugs that are covered. So for many of you on insulin inhalers, blood thinners, or cancer meds, this is life-changing. Insulin savings program still continues at $35 per month max, no deductible, and the drug price negotiation program. So Medicare has begun negotiating prices for high-cost brand name drugs. Manufacturers fought it and they're still fighting it, but the process is moving ahead. So what this means is lower drug prices for seniors, lower catastrophic drug spending, more consistent formularies, fewer shock bills at the pharmacy. How drug manufacturers are responding, this is important. Manufacturers are cutting back to direct-to-consumer marketing, shifting research investments, offering fewer rebates, preparing for tighter profit margins, negotiating harder with Part D carriers. These changes will definitely shape what Part D looks like in 2026. Also, there are some drug plans that are terminating. So if you are on a drug plan, make sure to review that and make sure you still have a drug plan for next year. There are very low cost drug plans out there. It's just all about putting your drug information, making sure that it's in the formulary, meaning they're covered. Then looking at what tier it is, if it's tier one, two, three, four, five, six. And what people ask, well, how do you know? You do have to look at the carrier's formulary, but tier one is preferred generics, tier one is generic, tier three are brand name drugs, tier four are like specialty drugs, and just five some more specialty drugs as well. So with that, I have found seniors that their plans are terminating and got to just kind of look at the cost involved and what's covered to make a informative decision on it. The thing you could do if your drug is not covered is you could file an appeal. So the process is your doctor would prescribe the medication. The insurance or pharmacy says it's not approved. You call the insurance company and you ask them for an appeal. They will then contact the doctor's office to get that approval. and it'll be sent to the insurance company to see if it's approved that way. So part 5, risk adjustment audits and how they impact seniors. This is a topic most seniors never hear about, but it does affect everything. So Medicare Advantage plans get paid on your risk score, the number of documented conditions you have. So CMS, which is Center of Medicare Services, is tightening audits and reducing payments for undocumented conditions. This means doctors are pressured to document more, plans tighten utilization, carrier reconsider participating in certain counties, benefits may shrink in some areas, some plans may exit the market completely. When risk adjustment gets tighter, plans have less money to spend on benefits. This is why many extras, dental, vision, flex card may get reduced in 2026. And so I have seen so much decrease of the benefits. Biggest one is those grocery card and the utility card. It was lax before in regards to chronic conditions, and so chronic conditions were never verified on it. So now they are. So it's kind of like a crackdown on that. Dental benefits I've also seen decrease, as well as transportation, even gym membership I've seen. Even eyeglasses, which is kind of staple in these Medicare Advantage plans. So definitely there are so many changes. It is definitely great to review. If no changes are on your plan, then it's probably a bit stable and solid. Okay, let's go over how plan reimbursements affect seniors. Okay, so insurance companies are being reimbursed less for 2025 and 2026. Meanwhile, the cost of care is rising. And so consider this, when we were in COVID, seniors weren't going to the doctor's office, right? They weren't getting their exams or labs done. Now, everyone's in the swing of things, going back to the doctors. And so while reimbursement rates are going down, healthcare is rising. So what are the carriers doing in response to this? Narrow networks, stricter pre-authorizations, lower provider reimbursements, reduce care coordination budgets, lower out-of-network caps, more aggressive utilization review. So the end result is that seniors do feel the squeeze, right? Inflation, costs, everything just keeps rising. Doctors drop plans, so you're going to see that maybe a doctor won't take a plan, or maybe they actually didn't qualify or contract again. Specialists refuse certain MA plans, so this also does happen. And then the biggest one is the wait times have increased, but really also many doctors are retiring or going in different fields. They're burnt out as well. So that could be the case. So plan reimbursement does drive everything, including whether your favorite doctor stays in network. So you gotta make sure your doctor is in network. Okay, so the future of Medicare marketing regulations. Let's do part 7. CMS is cracking down on Medicare marketing. New rules restrict celebrity endorsements, generic commercials like call this number to see if you qualify, misleading mailers, over-the-phone enrollments, third-party marketing organizations, and future changes likely to happen, mandatory call recordings. Well, actually, that is already in place. Documented needs and net assessments, fewer benefit exaggerations, stronger disciplinary action, more oversight on lead vendors. So what does this matter for seniors? Because marketing regulations protect you from being switched into the wrong plan without your full understanding. Biggest thing too, I've seen insurance companies that have really misleading mailers. So I'm not sure why they're getting approved, but I'm not happy with that. So let's go over some real life cases, part A, with seniors switching plans. So case one, Linda was on a insurance company plan for more than 25 years. The medical group got terminated. So if she stays with the plan, she'll lose her cardiologist, endocrinologist, her pain management provider. Okay, so what she needs to do is find a plan that takes her doctor and her cardiologist, endocrinologist, and pain management. So it's really a comparison with that. Okay, so here's another one I just recently came into, and I'm just using fictitious names. Um, so Evelyn was on a Medicare Plan G plan. She's paying $200 per month and the drug plan. She's healthy. She doesn't take any medication. And the reason why she wanted this plan is she was a snowbird. She travels to Florida a few times every year, a couple months each time. So she thought she needed a plan G. But she decided to try the Medicare Advantage HMO because there was no cost. She was able to keep the doctor that she wanted to be with. And she knew even though she traveled to Florida, she would get emergency and urgent care covered. So that was a big deal to her. So we'll see, but I have successfully helped those that wanted to pay less with their Medicare. Okay, so here's another one. I have Tom, who was diabetic, had insulin and inhalers. Meds cost $427 a month, but under the insulin cap, and actually some of the plans paying $0 on that, we were able to drop his costs tremendously. And so he's a happy camper, right? Okay. So preparing for Medicare in 2026. The Medicare world in 2026 will look different. Drug reforms fully implemented, tighter rules on Advantage, more transparent utilization, stronger marketing oversight, Medigap pricing increases, fewer extra benefits in Advantage, and then more stable network. 2026 will be a year when seniors should review plans earlier and more carefully than ever. Just my last client asked, why are the prescription drugs terminating? And it's just because insurance companies are not really making any money, if anything. If you think about the max cap of 2,100, and before the cap was at 8,000 and there was a donut hole. So now they are taking that responsibility off the senior's plate, right? So that is why drug plans are terminating. And some of them have definitely higher costs, $100, $200, when there's some plans at zero cost. So that's another story, though. The biggest thing I would say is trust, right? Who does a senior trust with their information? And also, if you were called legally, meaning you gave someone permission to call you. I mean, if you called them, right, and they're calling you back, or if you meet your agent at a booth. So those are ways, right? But if you do get calls off the blue with no knowledge or no reason why they called you, no connection, I would not take the call. they're just a call center, could be a call center overseas as well. So you definitely need to be careful, right? Your Medicare number is like your social. So there are times people are very adamant to ask you for your Medicare. And obviously, if they're your agent or you're the ones who called them, then that is legit. But someone randomly calling you and they'll say, "Oh, you clicked on the button on Facebook," and things like that. But just be extra careful because it has happened where seniors do get taken advantage of, and then they go to the doctor and their plans totally changed. They can't see their doctor, they have upcoming surgery, things of that nature that definitely happens. Okay, so as we wrap up today, remember, Medicare is changing quickly, and seniors who stay informed will get the best care and the most value, right? I'm not trying to scare anyone. Plans are still, you're still going to get your coverage, but that is why it's really important for you to review it because while some plans may be stable, there are plans that are just so um, bad. like benefits have decreased substantially, and so like for seniors, some clients of mine's really need the transportation, and the transportation is basically they pick you up, take you to your medical appointment, and then also drop you back home. And that is important. So some plans have really decreased or just took it off altogether on the plan. So if you do need help reviewing your plan, right, checking your doctors, making that sure your medical group is the correct one with your doctor alignment, understanding the drug changes because there are some plans that before they didn't have that deductible and now that deductible could be 615, 250, or whatever it may be. Or just preparing for 2026 or 2027 or turning 65, my team at Premier 360 is here for you. You can email us, call us, text us, whatever's easier, or we send you a link. It's called www.mymedicare. No, sorry, www.reviewmymedicare.org. And we will definitely help you navigate with clarity, confidence, and peace of mind. It has been raining in my neck of the woods, so hopefully it does stop. Um, have a wonderful Thanksgiving week. Um, and I'm Jennifer Alfonso Lee, and this has been Medicare 360 Radio Show. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Stay safe. Eat your heart's content for Thanksgiving. Okay, we will talk soon. Thank you. Bye bye.